unfair expectations are well, you should have known how.
Because at the end of the day, whomever your family is, that's who you really love and you want to protect.
A lot of times men don't, we don't grieve, we're not vulnerable.
I'm on a battlefield in war for my family. And it ain't always gonna be.
What?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Echo. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you. I put mine on mute.
Yeah, I'm
hearing the echo. I have no idea. Let me check my settings.
Welcome, y'all. Check it, because for some reason I'm hearing an echo. Hello? Welcome. I'm trying to get this echo out of here because it's irritating.
What about now? Is it still echoing?
It's echoing.
It's echoing. It's echoing bad. I don't know.
Everybody, can you hear me? I need you to put your Bluetooth back on if that's what you took off. Good morning, Chanel. Good morning, Candace.
Good morning.
Can you put your Bluetooth back on?
Because I'm hearing an echo.
Did we hear an echo? Oh, welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina and her BFF. Your thing is echoing, Yvonne. Hello? We are getting on it was doing well earlier and I don't know what's going on. But anyway, welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee again with Marvina and her BFF with her echoing going on, where we give a voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Good morning and happy 4th of July to everybody that's sitting here getting ready for their cookouts. And I just find it's going to be a relaxing day. I ain't really getting into the cookout thing. I don't know. I maybe go hit a family member or two. But right now, I'm just chilling. All right. I have my cup of coffee. I got some latte this morning. I'm drinking some latte with some hazelnut. I stopped putting sugar in my coffee. I don't put any sugar anymore. I actually use the creamer as the sugar, and also I use some the powdered creamer also. BFF, I don't know what's going on. You just walked away. Where'd she go? Well, guess we're trying to get it together. Good morning. Yes, cooking on the grill. I want hot dogs. Me too. Hamburgers, please. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you cooking on it?
I'm back.
Ooh, yes. Better. Look up.
That's much better?
Yes.
Okay, so that's okay.
Thank you, Lord. Well, BFF, I'm just asking what you got going on over there in your cup. Hey, Miss Confident Vicky. No, you cook in the grill. No. I'm not cooking, Candace.
So,
what you got?
some rise coffee and I was trying to blend it up good. Cause my the other coffee that I ordered hasn't gotten here yet. It'll be here Monday.
Uh-huh.
So I'm excited to try that coffee. I'm down to the last little bit of this rise, and it's like I guess because I had it in the jar and not in the bag it's supposed to be in, is very clumpy. But I'm excited to try the coffee that Chanel is sending. So I have that on Monday. And my BFF has already warned me to be careful with it because it gives you lots and lots of extra energy and so on and so forth. So I'm
I gotta
excited to
say
try
this,
that.
and I'm getting ready to say it. I'm gonna put it right into the mic. You know, when we drinking all these coffees and doing all these supplements and things like that, I need a turkey burger. Me too, girl. I want me a turkey burger too. Um,
Oh, that sounds good.
when you
Hey, Mr.
start
Ricky.
drinking these things, yeah, you know, you start seeing your weight go down. You start seeing things starts to happening in your body. You see difference in your energy or whatever. But don't stop. I'm just gonna say it for what it is. If you stop, you best to believe you're gaining them weight pounds back. Okay, that
Yeah.
energy is like, you know, it does good. Don't get me out. It does the body good. I feel like a lot of times it does good.
Well, good
When
morning,
you
Shelley.
run out, good morning, Shelly. When you run out,
Good morning,
you gotta
Mary.
get some more because let me tell you something. You are going to start seeing the effects of not having it also. Hey, Mary. Mary is Chanel's sister. Hi, Mary.
Oh, hey,
All
welcome,
the way
welcome.
from New
And good morning, Candace.
Jersey.
Oh, wow.
All right, go ahead. Let's go ahead on and let's start this nice
Yeah.
4th of July.
But
Uh,
I was gonna say something that piggyback off of what you were saying. Those appetite suppressants. You're right. It does. It does, cake. Because when I haven't been drinking it, I see that little stomach that I've been knocking off starting to come back. So I said I gotta really get back into this. So yes, ma'am.
yeah, so it's
Yes.
like you have to get it. If you want to stay in shape or if you want
Mhm.
to keep that, it ain't like you can do it and then just stop. I'm just saying that because last month I stopped drinking the Rise coffee. This month I tried to put on my black uniform pants and they tight. I went to the store to buy some. Me and Yvonne, yes, I brought some. We went to the thrift store. We went to the thrift store. I said, I ain't buying no new pants to work in. But I went to the thrift store with Yvonne. And last week I was wearing size 12 pants. Okay. And that's a large, large. This month I'm wearing a size maybe 14. Okay. And that's because guess what? I stopped drinking the coffee. I'm not doing all that extra stuff. I still walk. My food content that I've been eating is not different. My Yvonne said and my son said it might be water weight because I like to drink those eat those little stir fry noodles,
Sodium.
sodium. They saying it might be water weight, this, that, and the other. I was eating them last month. I was eating them during the time I was drinking that coffee too, and I ain't had no issues. Now here I go I gotta go find some more pants to wear. I'm like feeling like, okay, if I don't drink it, I'm gonna start bloating. If I do drink it, I gotta keep on buying it. So pick your poison, Vina. I gotta
You,
pick my.
but you know what though? You could do some over the counter water pills once a day to relieve to push the sodium out because the coffee does. You go to the bathroom a lot. So that you could do that some over the counter. So you don't have to drink so much coffee, just taking some over the counter water pills to relieve to push out the sodium that you bring in.
Is that a thing because you get elderly, older, or because I wasn't taking water pills before? So now it's like
Your body starts to
now
become a
you got to
sponge.
find something to keep a balance to go on with your body. We taking a more Mito. I'm still taking that, things like that. I
Hmm.
get the energy or whatever. But of course, and with that also, you're gonna have to do it every month. You're gonna have to do it. You're
Yeah,
gonna have to
I
buy it.
ran
You're
out.
gonna
I
have
got to
to
get some
use
more.
it. You if you get you got the cream for the pain. You got the pills to keep your start building up your mitochondria and all this different stuff. So it's like when you
Brain
get on
function.
these things, it's like it's become part of what your life It's
Yeah.
part of what you got to do every day
Yeah.
to keep sustaining what you're looking to do. If it's
Yeah.
weight loss or fighting off some type of whatever disease or whatever the case may be, you got a constant. It's like a constant thing. And I
Yeah.
don't know. Sometimes you feel like that's a good thing or is it a bad thing? And I'm gonna say this for
For
you,
me,
Yvonne.
it's
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna give it to you because you take pills anyway. That's part of your life. You have lupus. We know that there's certain things
mm-hmm.
that you have to take. You take, sometimes you got to do steroids. Sometimes you got to do antibiotics. Sometimes you got
Yeah.
to do stuff for your blood pressure. You got to do this. You got to do that. Rise Coffee, huh? I see those
Hey,
ads and
DJ.
think it's
DJ.
just something else to take my money. DJ, let me tell you something. You ain't the only one with feeling like that. I mean, I know
I was
your
feeling like
champion.
that too.
Everybody was feeling like that. It
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
have effects. Let me tell you, and no lie, the mushroom coffee does help you regulate. As far as bowels. I seen a lot of being that you cleaned out, your energy does come out. You get the energy. You
Yeah.
cleansing. You cleansing your body out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mushrooms are really good. In the way they doing it. So
Yeah. And let
yeah,
me throw. Yeah.
go ahead.
Chanel got hers and she got started on Chanel. We waiting on you, sissy, to tell us how it's going for you. So,
Mhm.
let
Mhm.
us know. And V, I will say, I was going to say you're right. You do have to keep it up because for a few days there, I just oversleeping and everything. I kind of got off track, and my eyesight did get a little blurry. So I found myself having to wear my glasses a little bit more, but I got back on track. But I will tell you this. I don't have to take that since I've been doing the more mito. Now I don't have to take the remember I was doing the insulin and I was doing the what is it, Janumet? Yeah, I was doing the Janumet because they do metformin or Janumet. I don't even have to do the Janumet anymore. They took me off of the Janumet. Actually last week they told me I don't have to take it anymore because my numbers are spot on where they need to be and so on and so forth. So I'm going to keep up with the more mito because I do see what it is doing for me.
She said she love it. She said she love it. I mean, to me,
Yes,
and I mean,
yes.
I'm gonna call it for what it is. You taking and putting down one thing to pick up another. You got to have something to
Pick it
help it.
up.
I guess I'm just being honest. Whether you taking whatever, it's just one. You just put down one thing to pick up another. And I guess as you get older, you
Yeah.
you
And the
have all
difference
these
is
different
natural
elements.
supplements.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
But you gotta, it's certain things that our body needs, and we don't um
yeah,
contain it through our eating, or we don't, our diets, we lose things. We don't have enough of this. We don't have enough of that, and so yeah, it's great that you do take
yeah,
natural stuff. But I'm just saying it for what it
yeah.
is. You put down one thing.
And you said something that my sister piggybacked off of because I shared it with her because she has really bad knees and she felt like that she's gonna have to have knee surgery, and she started using the ointment.
Uh huh.
And I gave her some of the drops and the pill, and she said, she said it's like it went exactly where it needed to go. And I said,
Mhm.
I said Marvina said that, and she said it more mito is like it gives your body exactly what it needs, and everybody's blueprint is different, but it
Mhm.
seems like it does exactly what it needs to do for your body. So yeah,
And it's funny because I have real weak ankles. I mean, even as a kid, um I stayed on crutches like a lot because I sprained my ankle all the time. It was like something that I always did. And even as I got older, as an adult, I had the same situation. But I've been using a cream on my ankle. I literally feel that, if I stepped on a little small pebble, I would twist my ankle or anything. It's just like, it just automatically, like, I don't know what it is. If it's not level, I step on it and it'll twist. I find myself now putting it on my ankles, and when I'm walking, I've stepped on things. I'm not finding that they feel weak like they was, and it don't, I don't jerk. My ankles don't jerk like that. It's weird, but it does work. I'm not gonna lie about it. It helps out a lot. It's been helping my body. And as my sister said, it does my body good. I love that. And before 4th
Thank
of
you, Chanel,
July,
for that one.
everybody. Yep, all that, David. Thank you, girl. Happy 4th of July. And, we always look at 4th of July as a time for celebration. We look at it, as basically a time that we get together with our families and cook out and celebrate and do fireworks and all that stuff. But the question I had, and I thought about it this way, is what is actually freedom? Is it just 4th of July actually talking about freedom, or is that something we celebrate, or is something we live? I was thinking that when I brought up the topic to Yvonne. Okay, so today our conversation is freedom isn't just fireworks. Freedom is we celebrate, and that we celebrate, it's about freedom is about what we need inside. Okay, it's not just about looking up in the sky and seeing fireworks, but what is going on with you with freedom. So I felt like this was a great conversation that we can come on and talk about when it comes down to freedom. So I need everyone out here to participate. Y'all on? If you have answer the questions. We got some questions. We got some statements. We got some things we want to talk about. I need y'all to answer
Yeah.
them. And it's like us having conversation with you, and I need for you to be real. What
Yeah.
freedom means to you? What does it mean? 4th of July, we know what 4th of July is. Independence Day, we know
Mhm.
understand that. But let's really talk about what freedom means to us from the
Mhm.
inside out, not from the outside, and not from what we see on the outside, but what we feel
Right.
on the inside, and we bring out to our everyday living, everyday life, everyday things we talk about. So after, I always do a little introduction. So after this little introduction, we're gonna go ahead on and we're going to talk a little bit about our topic. And I need everybody to participate. Don't be trying to play us out. I mean, we this our early morning time with you, and we don't get this much all the time, but just give me some, okay? All right. So right after this introduction, we're gonna go ahead on and talk about freedom. Every year, we celebrate freedom. We gather with family and friends. We watch fireworks light up the sky. We honor the sacrifices that made our nation's freedom possible. But what if the brightest celebration is hiding the quietest prison? What if the chains we carry can't be seen? Fear, shame, regret, the belief that we're not enough, the stories we've told ourselves for so long that we've accepted them as truth. What if the greatest battle isn't outside of us, but within us? Because true freedom isn't just about where we live, it's about how we think, how we heal, how we forgive, how we see ourselves. Join us as we discover that freedom isn't just fireworks. This is what's in the bag, where every voice matters. The greatest freedom begins within. All right. All right. Let's get on with this. Let's get on with this. And I need participation today. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
I'm ready for this
before
one. I
we
love this
start,
one.
I'm going to go ahead on and I'm going to ask Yvonne, you know, uh, what do freedom means to her? What do real freedom mean to you?
Ooh, what do real freedom mean to me? That's a tough one because you and I we had a brief conversation about it when you told me about it, and I have to say it like this. We often hear the phrase freedom, about freedom, but I told you freedom. I feel that freedom really isn't free. Most people think of the sacrifices made to protect our nation, and that's certainly part of it. But I also, but when you brought it to me, I said, well, is it truly free? And I don't feel that it's truly free. So that's kind of a hard question for me because on one hand, many freedoms are protected. So we have our freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the right to vote. Those rights have come at tremendous cost through the sacrifice of our military service members, activists, generations of people who fought to expand and protect them. But then on the other hand, the ability to fully exercise those freedoms isn't always equal for everyone. Look at what's going on with the with the redistricting of the voter lines to suppress the black vote. Look at what's happening along the economic lines, where it is, they're changing different programs and things that really do affect the black community and the brown community. But it's starting to uplift the white community, when the statistics show that they are greater recipients, and I use this, of the food stamp program. A lot of our families are being affected while their families are being lifted up, so to speak, from an economic level. So factors like economic circumstances, health, education, discrimination, disability, family responsibilities, or involvement with the justice system has shaped how I feel about freedom. And I just feel that two different people or different groups of people can live under the same laws, and we are all experiencing very different levels of opportunity or constraint based on those freedoms. So for me, um, freedom is being truly free to make your choices and your decisions without repercussions or backlash, especially without having the government to step in and try to shape and curtail your choices.
I, you know what? And I look at we've been talking about that, and we were actually giving our understanding on the freedom of outside forces and freedom that we feel that we can look at out of the two eyes. But for me, freedom is not, you know, I can't change what goes on the outside, right? Only thing I can do is vote and hope that my vote matters, or I can even express it on the outside, but in hope that people would listen. But today, freedom for me is more like freedom from fear, freedom from anxiety, freedom from bitterness, freedom from debt, freedom from addiction, people pleasing, negative thinking, shame, loneliness. I'm just giving my concept of what I see as far as
So more
freedom
from a personal
from
concept than a.
personal concept.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
I mean, everyday living, as far as I'm concerned, I can look at everything. I mean, I even got up one morning and did something different after I did my meditation and I pray and Mel Harry, however y'all want to say it. I got on and I pulled up my phone and I watched how, and just out of curiosity, Russia was bombing, uh, they was in war
Ukraine.
and Ukraine and all this stuff, and it took me somewhere. And it wasn't the fact of what was going on, but it took me to a point of anxiety at that point. It took me to fear, and it took me to seeing how this was affecting me from the inside out. You know what I'm saying? So I started, good morning,
Good
Jasmine.
morning, Jazzy.
Hey, I started really thinking about where freedom comes from, and from the inside to the outside. So my question is, that's my question basically, and I get it, as far as the economy or whatever, but from the inside, from where
From the
you
inside.
stand, what do freedom mean to you?
From
Back
the
to you.
inside,
Go ahead.
freedom. Yeah, from the inside, freedom to me means being able to live my life on my terms. Um, from the restraints of my health, from the restraints of um, situations and things that are out of my control, being able to stand back, because I allowed myself yesterday to get entangled in things that really don't have anything to do with me, and it altered and changed the entire course of my evening and my night. And I've got to learn that it is okay, that even though this is my family, or even though these are my friends or people that I know, it is okay for me, to exercise my right of freedom and say, nah, I'm not going to get involved in that. I'm going to remain neutral. So for me, being able to live my life on my terms, regardless of what somebody eats, because I often worry sometimes about what people going to think and feel. So being able to do that without worry, like you said, the fear and all those types of things that come along with your nose, if that makes sense.
Pull up Shelly. Can you see it?
Okay. I do.
What Shelly wrote.
Okay. Shelley wrote, external freedom does not exist. There are man-made laws, consequences, and barriers. The most important freedom is internal freedom, the freedom to think, freedom of peace, freedom of spiritual connection, freedom of choice, self determination, self esteem, and the freedom to love. Blessings.
Love it.
Woo, Shelly.
Love it,
That
Shelly.
is,
And go
yeah.
and pull up what Rob said. Hey, Robbie. Happy 4th, brother.
Good morning, Rob. Being whom you are without being apologetic. And that's what I was.
Bam.
Both of you guys
Love it. Love both of
just
those
summed that
things.
up for me. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, both of you guys
Yes.
did. Both of y'all just really summed
And
that up for me.
for
Thank you.
me, you know, mine's fear. You know, free to not fear. I mean, fear is a issue that I believe that was. It's not something that we were born with. It was something that was poured
Mm,
into us as a child. You never, whatever goes on in our house stays in our house. You're supposed to listen to your mother and your father and fear them. You don't talk to grown-ups in a certain way.
mm,
You go to church and you supposed to fear a God. You know, if you're not being good, you fear him because he's going to sacrifice you for your sins. Fear is poured into you. And
mm,
my issues started with fear and then it manifests in trust.
mm,
And I've been asking myself to, and I've been aligning myself with the I am, who I am, to reveal these things so I can free myself of these things. So a lot of times, even it comes from not trusting, then you get to the anxiety because now you don't trust things that's happening. And then you start thinking about this stuff kind of mirrors you. Why am I not fear? Why am I not trusting? Why am I having anxiety? Why is this fear? Because this is the same thing that I have with the God of my understanding. If I don't trust my walk or where I'm going and knowing that God will never leave me or forsake me, how am I going to be freed up?
mm.
Okay. So mine's
Jesus.
more or less and out of those, I mean, I want to hear people be honest. Is it
Yeah.
fear? Is it anxiety? Is it bitterness? Is it debt? Is it addiction? People pleasing, negative thinking, shame, loneliness? Be real. I mean, I'm really asking
Yeah.
the question. Is these some things that you fear is you're not freed from? You want to be freed from. I want to hear that. Put with Jasmine put something up there.
Yeah. Jasmine said, hold on. There we go. Jasmine said, Auntie, after taking accountability for what I allowed to make me upset, get involved in, or even allowed to get me upset, I realize I am in control of all things. Where did it go? I am in control of all things, me, and I'm glad of the bluntness and realness that I have stemmed from such thing. I am untouchable, and I love it. I control me. Jasmine,
And she's getting free
yes,
because now she don't have to worry about people please.
love that, baby.
I love that. So that's a term of being freed up from people
Yes,
pleasing. And
yes,
I know a lot of other people having issues because they're not freed. They're not freed up because they looking at freedom on the outside, but they're not looking
mm.
internally to see where they need to be free. So Yvonne, where do you feel that there's a okay? So I got another question because this is another one. I'm ready to ask another question. All right, here we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, what burdens have you carried the longest that kept you in bondage that you don't feel like you're free?
The weight of my family, the weight of my family. I'm such a giver, and I want everybody to be on the same level that I'm at, and I want everybody to be okay. I don't want anybody to hurt. I don't want anybody to be upset. So the minute I hear something or somebody reaches out to me, I'm that one that jumps in. Sometimes um, feet first. So I'm not jumping in with my head and rationalizing and thinking about it. I'm just like, okay, let me just go ahead and fix this problem. Let me go ahead and get this done. But it's been to the detriment of self. Um, and I've got to stop doing that because, and I think you and I, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, and it was related to another topic of the show. And I said that, that I'm learning that sometimes, a lot of times, that when I have stood in the gap for so long, that I was blocking what God was trying to do in my life and in that person's life. Because God's standing over there saying, I already got this worked out. If you move out of my way, move out of your way. Let me do this. Let me take care of this. And so that's what's been the biggest burden for me, and that's the weight that I carried for so long because um I had the I'm not gonna say I had the responsibility of a sibling for years and years and years. um, I put myself into that position of having responsibility. And I realized that since I stepped back, this person is starting to flourish and grow without me doing, putting all my energy and input and everything into it. I removed the crutch, if you will. And when I removed the crutch, God became the legs and the strength that was needed. So that's been the biggest burden that I've carried for so long, and I'm still fighting and finding ways to separate, not distance, but separate myself, um, so that because you told me I don't have to be the problem solver all the time. And so I'm trying. I'm still working on that. That's still a work in progress on me.
And
What
and
about for you?
for me, it's more that poverty mindset that
Mm,
it's been weighing on me for a long time because I always have that poverty mindset. Not enough, not enough money. Um, can't get what I want, when I want it, or my bank account is not. I don't have enough money in my bank account to pay all my bills, plus be able to take care of stuff. And I know that came from as a child. You don't realize until you go way back, until you go grounded all the way to when you were younger. And my brother's on, he can contest to this. My mom, when we were younger, and I don't know if if my brother remember as when we were younger on Catherine Street and all these places where we lived, it was very scarce on food. I watched my mom. She did, and I ain't gonna say she haven't. She did the best she can. I had a wonderful mother. But when you younger and you see the poverty of it, open up the refrigerator, there's no food in it at a certain time of the month, or you stay back from school because you didn't have any shoes to go to school. You had things, but it always came from secondhand.
mm,
And then you had that mindset that you bring that same mindset as an adult. That even now, when I look at, I'm not needing anything. I don't need anything, but things that I want to do, like go and see my grandkids, I gotta wait to another paycheck to get it to be able to go, or somebody uh, can see me, and what I'm doing to give me the money or the finances to do it, you know. So my burden, I believe, so long and still working on that freedom of it. I even get
mm,
to a point like, dang, if I got married to somebody, I want to marry somebody that got some money because I'm tired of being poor. I want to do this together with somebody and not always having to ask somebody. And that's what I've been looking for. I think, and that, and I'm not lying. That's a blockage because Now you're looking for certain qualities in a person, and in the ones that may have great qualities, you don't see them because I have that poverty mindset. That burden be down for so long, and I'm speaking it because I need to speak my truth. Go ahead. Shelly said
Shelly
something.
said, let's see here. Shelly said, my internal and external fear is driving cars and driving in cars with people who drive too fast.
You can't drive with me.
You sure can't, Shelly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, being because I be like this. And then she'll say, did I scare you? But she said, ever since I can remember going back to 6 years old, I had a dream of being, oh wow, being in a car crash with a red truck. Fast forward, November the 15th, early 2000s, I was in a fatal accident where a fuel truck hit me and my husband from the back. The cat flipped over several times. I was hurt. I lost my memory for an entire year and still attended college and tried to work. That being said, today I have extreme anxiety and fear of cars and trucks. Jesus. I cannot. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
With Cindy. Hey, Cindy.
Mm,
Hey, cousin.
let's
Go
see.
ahead.
Oh, that's who that is. Hey,
Yeah.
Cindy. I thought it was saying cowgirl or something like that. That goes with your vision. So it says, in life, you have to know when to sit still and allow your life to be what you're born for. Trusting in God to give you the guidance, understanding who you were born to be, living your true purpose. Real talk.
Real talk.
Real
But the
talk.
thing is, you got to learn to be free from. You got to identify what you're trying to, what the purpose is, and what you're trying to be free from. You
Yeah.
know, we can go around all day thinking that it's one thing, and be honest with you, it can be a plethora of things that fits in one little package. You know, and I find that I can go down the
Yeah.
line and all the things that I said that burdened me down. You know, I can kind of bring up an example where it applies to my life. So sometimes you gotta look. You can look at the purpose. You find that the purpose right now exactly what my cousin said. Your purpose, your true purpose, but everybody don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And and I got to throw this in there real quick. Something else that burns me down is I was trying to figure out what I was going to put on today, and I'm pulling stuff out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just spent all this money on all these clothes that still got tags on them. Some of the stuff is 2, 3 years old, and I was sitting there and I was saying, why in the world do I do this? Half the stuff I purchased, I'm probably not even going to wear, and I went back to God took me all the way back to them doggone red socks when I was in school. That's all. My mom, my dad, there was 6 girls, and they were limited. My mom didn't work until after I graduated from high school, and I had these red socks, and I even got picked on and bullied. To this day, I rarely do anything red, and so because I never wanted to feel that, and then I wasn't fat or overweight, but I was larger than my siblings. And so the clothes that were purchased were for us to share. And so I was always crammed into things. And I made a promise to myself that when I got older, I would never be without. And so I find myself sometimes, I'm not going to say sometimes, I find myself overindulging in things that I probably won't even wear just so that I can feel that emptiness and that void of lack when I was growing up. And I did that with my children, and I see that pattern with my grandkids, so I started pulling back because it's not a healthy habit. So yeah.
That's deep. And we don't realize the effects that our past plays on us
Yeah.
as we get into the in our adult life. You know, these things is really profound because this is our mate. And if you don't
Yeah.
find yourself digging deep down and unrooting them, it's going to affect you for the rest of your life. Now, what if today you didn't feel it? You just continue to buy more. So now you realize that those red
Yeah.
socks was the issue. So
That
now
was
we
the
have to
issue.
go back and tell little old Yvonne, that child, and that little old Marvina, that child, that we're true abundance is here. We're in line to that, and we
Yeah.
have enough. And those socks has not defined us, or not having shoes to put on my feet at that time is not where I'm at now. I have plenty
Yeah.
of shoes. I have plenty of things
Yeah.
that, when I open up my refrigerator, it's food in the refrigerator. Um, so sometimes you got to identify what the issues is to have to get freedom,
To get freedom. Yeah. Wow.
to be free.
Marvina, this is a very. I'm glad you came up with this topic because this is really, really, yeah.
Yeah. So let's go to the next question. What is one thing you had to let go of in order to grow? We just really talked about that.
Mm,
We just said it. I had to
yeah.
let go of that. I'm not that person, that young child that I was before. And I got to let go of trying to control things and people,
Yeah.
and stop looking at myself as not enough or taking on stuff that is not mine.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things I could say right now. I had to let go of. I don't know about you, but those are like main things that I pray about in the morning when I meditate. I am.
Ooh. One of the biggest things that I had to let go of was all the things that happened to me when I was younger that built up all this anger. Because the anger was killing me. I was fighting people. I was striking out at my BFF. I was striking out at people at home. I was punching holes in walls, tearing up you name it, I was doing it. Punching steering wheels and all of this other kind of stuff. She was in the car with me. She was in the car. I blacked out, and she said something to me that was so powerful. She said, "You," she said, she said, "You're gonna die young." She said, "You're gonna die young because your life is being suffocated by your anger." And she said, "I can't tell you what your anger issues are. Your mom and your daddy can't tell you what your anger issues are." She said, "Your husband can't, your children can't, your grand." She said, "You have to find out what your anger issues are." She said, "But you," she said, "either you gonna kill somebody or somebody gonna kill you." And I started going to counseling, and I went to counseling for about a year and a half. And each time I went, every time that I went, I felt lighter and lighter. I had to let go of that anger. Now I feel that from an anger standpoint, I'm living my best life because I don't get angry like I used to. I don't blow up on people. I'm not. My nieces and nephews and even sisters sometimes will be touching my forehead, telling me, "You all right?" Because in the past you would have did A, B, and C. So and my health has improved because of it. Every time you turn around, I was in the hospital. I have lupus. Every time you turn around, I was in the hospital. Like, sometimes several weeks. Every time you turn around, I'm going to the hospital and everything. Headaches and stuff I couldn't get rid of. But it was that anger. That's what I had to. That's one of the biggest things I had to let go of in order to grow.
I had to tell my BFF, I said, tear up your own stuff. Don't be tearing up mine.
She sure
They be
did.
punching holes in my walls. I'm like, you punching holes in my.
Ah.
And and one day she was so upset, girl. She was driving her car and we were talking, having a conversation, just a conversation, and it didn't rise to her when we were talking about. She was mad and she pulled back and went bam and hit the steering wheel. The steering wheel thing just crackled. Oh, this is a strong heifer. But I didn't look at the steering wheel as the issue. I looked at
Yeah.
the way she was looking and how angry she was. That steering wheel at that point was just the object of what she needed to release it on. I'm glad it wasn't me. I'm glad she ain't tried to haul off and hit me, but I knew she needed to get it out, and that's the way she got it out. And I'm say
Yeah.
this today, I commend you, Yvonne, because that was something that I worried about with you because the
Yeah.
anger was real bad. It was so
Yeah.
bad when I met. I mean, I don't think we had to be in friendship maybe 4 years into
Yeah.
that, if
Cause
that.
I remember you heard me one time talking to somebody, and I forget what the young lady said, but I
Oh,
went in so bad. And
oh.
Marvina said to me, she called me by my full government name, And you did. I remember, and it chokes me up because she said to me, she said, I can't believe you. And she said to me, she said, I don't like this particular person, and I don't like her behavior and her attitude. She said, but you were way out of pocket. She said, I've never ever heard you talk like that. And she said, if somebody came to me and told me that this was your behavior, I wouldn't even believe it. She said, I wouldn't believe it. She said, but to hear it for myself, she said, I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed of you. That hurt. That hurt a lot. That hurt a lot.
But
So I did. I've come a long way.
listening. You listen. Come on, bring up Shelly.
Yeah.
What Shelly got to
Shelly
say?
said, my burden was recently until I today, with pride and purpose, had to let go of the burden of carrying my family's. Come on, Shelly. My family's financial problems on my back. History had shown that I have purchased cars, paid rents, brought costs, paid for my nephew's college because their parent, my sibling, was not present. Until recently, I felt bad for being a self made millionaire and I wanted to give to them so they could take the first step in achieving their goals. Well, 30 plus years later, they remain who they are. I prayed and I shred. Today, I am burden free. Blessings. Yes.
Blessings.
And
Ooh.
that has been,
Right,
Shelly, you just summed me up.
I love that. Go ahead, and there goes Cindy.
And then Cindy said, Um, I had to let go of all the hurts and disappointment of some of the things that my parents did when I was young. But letting it go, I have peace and growth in my life. Yes, ma'am.
And she's telling her truth. Let me tell you.
Ooh,
Um, God,
wow.
God put my cousin Cindy in my life during the time of my transition of my mother. I mean, our relationship was close anyway. We always had a close relationship. Love her still do. Heart, soul, mind, body. From the time I walked off of the Greyhound bus and seen her face standing there when me and my family transition came in here to Georgia to now. But I've learned a lot through watching her when it came down to letting go. Um, it made it easier for me also in my walk to let things go. Not letting it go like, oh, it never happened, but forgiving myself for allowing this stuff to take me to the point where I had unforgiveness in my heart. You know, it's one thing to be to to not deal with a person or just know that they're not part of your inner circle or you're not equally yoked to them, then to just not forgive them, not forgive them, and then you looking at the situation, and majority of the times what you're thinking is made up stories up in your mind of what happened and how it affected you and how it made you feel. You don't find a lesson in it, and then a lot of times it mirrors you. Why this thing bothered you so much that it makes you not want to forgive them? And for me, unforgiveness, as my BFF said, is like drinking poison and looking for the other person to die. I had to realize that I had to forgive and bless the people that I'm forgiving. Is that ain't godly? I don't know what is. I had to bless people. I ain't had to tell them I'm blessing them, but I knew God
Jesus.
knew my heart. Bless this person for what they did, not to bless them and say, Lord, change them, but bless them because I don't see myself separate from them. We all one entity. We all together, and sometimes we don't like about somebody else is what we see in ourselves, or either want something that they have that they got, and we don't like them because of that. Whether it's somebody might have the courage to be able to say something, they boldness, and I don't like that person because that person too bold. They don't say. They say I don't like that person because every time something happens, they gotta be a part of it. But that's their mate. That's their gift. You can't see their
That's right.
gift because you're so busy trying to figure out what's wrong with them. And in actuality, you gotta look at what's wrong with you that you don't like that.
You better say that again.
I had to realize that. That's my walk.
Yes.
I
Yes.
had to find out. Is that true that I don't like them because something they did to me, or is it because something I don't like about myself that reminds me of them?
Mm, Mm.
So I thank you, cousin Cindy. I just had to say that because
Yeah.
I've been wearing my big girl panties. I've been wearing my big girl panties, girl. Ladies,
Your what panties,
my
your
big
girl?
girl, my big woman, my lady panties.
I love that.
Okay, we got another question. You ready for this question?
I'm ready.
What is one thing you have? No, no, that's the wrong one.
That was the
Let's
wrong
do
one.
the other one. Let's do this one. Question: what does forgiveness have to do with freedom? Can we truly be free if we still hold on to bitterness? See? Okay, so I kind of gave
Ooh.
y'all my insight on my freedom for unforgiveness. Come on, BFF.
Ooh. This is, and I thought I would never say this publicly, but I have to on this one. Years ago, I was kidnapped by this guy, and at first people thought I had just ran off. I was kidnapped by a friend of some relatives, and it was probably had me there a good 45, 60 days in this abandoned apartment. And it was horrible. It was horrible. I didn't think I was going to survive. And all I kept hearing was my daughter's voice. I just kept hearing mommy over and over, over and over. Every time I thought that I couldn't make it anymore. And I remember crying out to God. But for years, because I would not forgive and I was so angry and bitter, I was haunted by nightmares. Nightmares. And to the point, it was, what do you call it when, it was paralyzing me. The fear was paralyzing me. I became super, super overly protective with my daughter. Um, and Marina asked me what was going on one time, and I told her the whole story of what happened. And several things happened in that. She did not judge me or come back with about anything being my fault or what I could have did differently and so on and so forth. That never occurred. What she told me was, she gave me back my own words about unforgiveness. It's like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. She said, "You've got to forgive him." I said, "I can't." And she said, "If you want to be free of him and what's happening in your life, you have to." And she said something to me. She said, "Forgiveness isn't for that person. It is for you." And it took some time, but I did. I was finally able to forgive this person, and then also in that I was able to forgive a couple of other people that I later on found out had played a part in this. And once I gave true forgiveness, I haven't had a nightmare or anything about that situation since that time when I truly gave forgiveness, and I had to go to God for that, and I had to cry out and ask for help on that, and it indeed that was the one for me.
And and I know there's a few Christian people on this here that loves Jesus and what he taught, and when he, most of the time, everything that the story of Jesus, if you read the Bible, he was one of the ones that was known for forgiveness. And at the end of all of that, when they said they crucified him, his main words was forgive them, but not they do not know what they do. However, a lot of time people don't know how to forgive because they don't see that a person that's doing it to them don't really understand what they're doing to that person. They only see the feeling and effect it's having on themselves. I told my best friend, I said, a person can't love you unless only way they only can love you the way they know how.
Yeah.
Person can't love you the way you want them to love you. You can go years being married to a man or a woman and have a void because you're so busy waiting for them to try to love you in that way that you feel that they should love you, and it never happens. And the same thing with forgiveness. If you continue to think a person supposed to come to you and say, I'm sorry, that's when you can forgive them. You're gonna go around for the rest of your life you're gonna be an unforgiver.
Yeah.
So how do we
What about
forgive?
you?
Well, like I said, it's never you never free. I kind of touched on it. You're never free if you don't forgive.
Yeah.
How can you be free of something that's holding you back? And my cousin put it in here right here. She said unforgiveness keeps you in bondage. Let me just gonna pull it up. If you in bondage, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't know you was pulling it up. Go ahead, pull it up.
Yeah, I did. I pulled
No,
it up.
pull it up
She
again.
said,
Yeah,
pull it up
pull it up
again.
again. I'm sorry.
Oh, show. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
She said, unforgiving keeps you in bondage. It's like a person is carrying around a lot of baggage that weighs you down. No matter what you do, it will never leave. That is
Yeah.
so true,
So that's
Cindy.
how you gotta empty your bag. That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
How can
Yeah.
you be free of something that's holding you back and you in bondage? I
Yeah.
had to I have a
Oh,
problem with forgiving people. I have a problem with understanding what I'm forgiving them for. Am I
mm,
forgiving them for me wanting them to accept me, or am I forgiving them because what they did affected me and I have to forgive them because I needed to stop affecting me?
oh.
I gotta stop. So my main concern right now is, why are you forgiving this person?
mm,
Because I don't see separation. I go in and I walk around a lot of people that I know don't really, and I'm not gonna call it like me because that don't matter. Separate themselves from me. They think we're different because maybe they walking this way and I'm walking that way, but we're still the same. We're all on
Still
the
the
same
same.
plane. God
Yeah.
made us all,
Yeah.
and whatever you have and you got going on, don't mean that my bag don't contain those type of situations too. So I don't
Yeah.
separate myself, even though people think so, because of the way I walk and talk. I might not. I might not give off the energy they want me to give them, because the only way I'm gonna give you the energy that you want me to give you is that I have to be you. I'm not you. I
Mm,
can't give you that energy. I only can
that's
give you the
right.
energy that I know how.
Yeah. And Shelley said, forgiveness and internal freedom go hand in hand. Forgiveness is for your freedom, not theirs. You see one, you let go of this trauma, it transitions you in the release of true freedom. That is so
Love
true,
it.
Shelley.
Love that.
hmm
I love
And then
that.
Cindy said, I had to forgive someone that placed me in bondage at a very young age. I carried it around for years until I came in front of that person and told them what they did and told them I forgive you. Wow, deep.
What
I
if you can't
understand that.
tell them? What if they left transitioned and they hurt you and they transitioned? Do you still have a chance to forgive them? Of course you can. You ain't gotta be in front of them to tell them, but you gotta realize freedom is for you.
That is.
You can forgive them,
Woo,
even if they're not here for you to tell them. I had to
that
do
was,
it.
yeah.
I did it, and I'm gonna call it for this. I had to do it for my dad. He lived his life, and I felt certain kind of way as I grew up because I felt that he didn't want me. I wasn't important. I wasn't loved by him. But then I
Mm,
had to forgive myself and forgive him also. Realize that he only did what he knew how. He was being the
yeah,
best father he knew how to be. I couldn't change things. As far as I'm concerned, I had a stepdad that was there. My mom was there. So I wasn't missing a beat. It was just him that not being there, appearing to be there. His appearance just being there. And that's not the fate that God made for me. And I'm okay with that.
mm. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Tara.
She said, I'm just waking up.
Happy 4th, girl. Happy 4th.
Yeah.
Okay,
When you get
so
a chance, go back and watch this
I
show.
want you to, cause
You would really love this
yes,
one.
you really. This is you all day long. Okay, so here go the last question, and we're gonna get off. What would you like? What would your life look like if fear no longer made you your decision?
Ooh.
Everybody don't fit. I believe that everybody got some kind of type of fear. So that was more of
You
a
said
me.
everybody got what down?
Got a little some type of fear or something. So that was more of a me question.
That's a good one because I can see that in me.
Okay, talk to me
Mm.
about it. Just a little bit, and then we can move on.
True freedom. No constraints. Um, Free to love the way I want to, the way I like to, and how I love to, without retribution and being concerned about what other people think or how it may affect other people. Um, and that it's okay sometimes in that to be free to be selfish, if that makes sense. So that part I can't think of another way in order to time to kind of put it. And then with this conversation, I'm seeing how from a financial standpoint my pockets are going to grow because I'm making a pledge today. I'm not going to go out there and just be buying just to buy anymore. If it's a need, because I have so much, and Marvina can attest to this. I don't need or want any or desire for anything. I have everything. So if it's I am on this. If I do go out and purchase some clothes or something, it's only because of weight loss, no more, no less. Not just because I just see it and ooh, I gotta have it type thing. So, and that's even with some of my collections and stuff. and stuff. I'm being wiser about that. But yeah, that's kind of that's what it looks like to me.
When I look at freedom of fear, I look at chains broken and kind of paint a picture of it. It's like a canvas where I'm painting and painting. Just at one point, you start off with a black marker or black uh, paint, and you start painting stuff, and it's all black stuff. And then as you start adding color to it, and pictures start developing and showing broken chains, me being free, me seeing me not worrying and about the things that kept me so bondage that I was not able to see who and whose I really am. So when I see that, I paint it's just like a beautiful portrait of me being free and the chains being broken, saying to myself, I am not who I was. I am in the present. So that's what I see as far as freedom.
Shelly said something that kind of touched base on something that me and you had talked about before, about just getting in the car and just driving. She said, I would be driving to every state, Goodwill, every estate sale, and every community event I would like to attend. I will be out.
Free. Just
Yes,
driving.
ma'am.
Just drive. And then get in there and drive fast. Go over, go over 55.
You
Go
would
go
just say go over.
go
Girl, I
over
thought you'd get ready to
55.
say something else. She said go over 55.
Just drive over 55. Try 60. Just little then take your foot off and go back down to 55. Just drive a little bit. You're gonna have to conquer the fear. Go on a racetrack somewhere and just drive.
Ooh,
Somewhere
Conquer
where you
fear,
yeah.
Jesus.
I love you, Shelly. But girl, I enjoyed this conversation. I enjoy
Yeah.
everyone. I hope everybody enjoyed what we talked about.
And thank you guys so much for
Thank y'all so
participating.
much. And I'm asking y'all today to enjoy your 4th of July and be free. Free and enjoy yourself. Don't yeah, it's about we're here now looking at the fireworks and we're gonna go ahead on and enjoy some of that turkey burgers and hamburgers and beef burgers and beef hot dogs and steak and corn and mac and cheese and all that good stuff. I'm kind of wanting to go out now.
Oh, Tara put
Hey, look
something
at
up there. I gotta
Tara. There
put
go
up
Tara.
there.
You got to put up there.
Gotta put it up there. Tara said, without fear, how could we grow? Jesus. Come on, Tara. It's how we look at the fear, it's our views about the fear. If we embrace that fear and use it, it will push us beyond that safety box. It will push us into a place where we can use that fear to evolve and grow. So for me, I don't want to be without all fear, but that fear that I hold, I want to use it to grow and embrace the freedom that I want to evolve. So, where did it go?
Read it.
Oh, so is it the events of the fear or our views about the fear?
That's that's it. That's it, baby. Happy 4th of July, girl. I'm glad you got on here to get one in, because you always get them in. I love you so much, Tara. Did she go? She coughing. You okay? You okay? She ain't okay. All right, y'all. We gonna go ahead on and get off of here. Happy 4th. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. Some of y'all had 3 days weekends from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then some of y'all got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But whatever your days off, you know what? Remember, freedom is not on the outside. Freedom starts on the inside. No matter what you see, 4th of July, whatever. This is not just one day. This is an everyday thing. Be free, get free. BFF, were you able to talk before we get off? Nope.
Sorry, guys, these allergies. Well, when you guys go out there today, we hope that this conversation gives you a true celebratory meaning of the 4th of July. When we talk about independence, we're not just talking about for the country and the state, your inner self. Celebrate you guys today and enjoy. Love you guys and be safe out there.
Yep. And y'all know our group page, What's in the Bag without the question mark. The directory page, What's in the Bag with the question mark. YouTube is What's in the Bag 21. Do not separate it. And our business
Mhm.
number, I'm going to put that up because I want y'all to be able to see it. Some of y'all can't remember phone numbers. These phones these days have put crutches on us. We can't and don't have to remember nothing. Okay, but it's 833-520-9482, extension 700 for Yvonne, extension 701 for Marvina. Y'all have a wonderful day. Remember, there's nothing like a great time with your family, but it's the best time when you see yourself as a better than what you was today and where you was yesterday. I love y'all and have a wonderful, blessed day. Do I have my
Yeah.
what's in the bag? Let's see.
Love you guys. And as always, stay blessed, be a blessing. Have a blessed day. Love you guys. See y'all next week.
Yes. Have a wonderful day.
We had an